Ah! Hello!
Oh, oh my god, what is going on with the hair?
It's
Gee,
it's
oh,
long and it's untamable.
it's like a freaking lion.
That's the
Alright,
idea.
let's just see if we're getting a level here. Wait, say something.
Hi.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello there.
Unfortunately, we're good. Unfortunately, we're recording. Unfortunately, someone has to listen to us. Poor bastards.
That's how it works.
Yes. How are you?
I hope they enjoy listening to the rambles.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm surviving. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
How many times have you played The Last of Us 2? Tell me.
I played it through, I completed it, and then I went through on custom difficulty mode,
Yeah.
which is the hardest one.
What's custom about it? I don't understand. What?
You can customize like enemies and like how often like ammunition spawns.
Oh right, yeah, because that was a big problem for me, was like managing resources and like not having enough ammo.
I was fine with it.
Yeah, well, you're probably smarter than me. But have you played the New Game Plus then? Have you?
Yeah, I went through it with New Game Plus, but I turned off all the ammo.
Oh shit!
I turned off all the ammo. I put like the enemies on hardest difficulty,
Okay.
and then from there I just like played the first episode, like got bored and turned it off.
Yeah, I have started replaying it. Like, I think it's been a week. It's been a week now, hasn't it? I've literally just started replaying it, and I'm like, this is such a messy like way of telling this story because it's not chronological.
It just went from like Joel telling I can't remember his name now.
Tommy.
Joel telling Tommy about like what happened in the hospital and what happened to the fireflies and stuff, which is fine. But then it just kind of tangents off of it, and you would expect more of a reaction out of it.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, well that's shit, and then it's just like, yeah. Okay, fucking.
Well, anyone like Ellie's immune or anything.
Yeah, he should have been like, Joel, you literally could have cured the planet. What the fuck are you thinking? He's just kind of like, well, let's get back to it.
Well, I would have done the same. Oh boy.
Yeah, I was getting like full on Red Dead Redemption vibes on like the opening bit on the horse with like the sun coming down.
See, I hate that in games that has heavy. Because Red Dead, it was excusable because you're building up slow. It's the main tutorial, right? You're building up slow. You're learning like stuff as you go. You're learning how to hunt. You're learning how to track. You're learning how to shoot, how to be stealthy, and all that stuff. Like what your morals are, whether you're going to be bad or whether you're going to be good in Red Dead 2. But in this one, it's very much like you're riding a horse. Press X to jump. Press L1 to sprint, and like that's it.
Yeah, it's quite like a oversimplified like fucking X to jump. It's like, why don't you just do it automatically like on other games? so what's it gonna do if I don't press X? It's just gonna like hit a wall.
Well, I've seen some streamers not press X and it still jumps.
Yeah, so what's the point in telling me?
On a horse, it will still jump automatically, but on like if you're running at a high enough speed. But if you're just stopping there, then you will need to jump. Or if you're playing as a normal character, you will need to stop and jump or run and jump.
Yeah, it's they fucking like Naughty Dog did a massive like deception on us for like at least 4 years from like the opening, like the teaser trailer, where it was like, oh yeah, Joel's a main character throughout the whole game.
It was very, we're waiting ages for this game. Last of Us was a great game, but it did have a lot of flaws. like the combat system and the stealth mechanics and the AI.
But you expect that from like a first game anyway in any franchise. Like the first Uncharted, you play the first Uncharted now, it's like it's barely playable.
It's horrendous. Don't even get me started about that. But with Last of Us 2, I was expecting more of an in-depth stealth system, more of an in-depth AI system, which they do. They help out on occasion. I put that in air quotes.
Because the amount of times I've been like stealthing and like trying as hard as possible, like doing the full-on Metal Gear Solid shit, and then my AI buddy will just literally be like sat in an open doorway with an enemy right there, and they're just invisible to them.
Exactly. I think I was doing a moment with Ellie, and I had I can't even remember the names. That's how. Yeah. The characters are like you can't remember them.
Well, it's I don't think it's that you can't remember. It's just that they spend all this time to like grow some attachment to these characters, then they just kill them off. Like Jesse, the character Jesse, who was like Dina's ex. It's like, oh, this is kind of an interesting dynamic, and then they just Abby just shoots him like he was nothing.
It that pissed me off, man. I don't know, the game. There's a lot I want to talk bad about the game, and there's a lot I want to talk about good in the game.
It's definitely a mixed bag.
So there's no dynamic.
There's definitely a mixed bag. There's no it's not like it's an outstanding game by any means, but it is also like a blast to play for. Like from like a gameplay perspective, it's you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of variety in that, and there's a lot of like callbacks to like Resident Evil, like the whole bit in the hospital. I freaking love that bit.
Yeah, there were quite a few bits. What did you think about the whole LGBT? Was it? I can't remember what it's called. The community of like lesbians and bis and gays and stuff.
Well, what were they saying about it?
Because like when I was playing the game, I was like, oh okay, yeah, we knew Ellie was gay, because of the DLC that would come out in the first game.
Left Behind. Left Behind.
Yeah, Left Behind. You knew she was gay, or at least bi, in a sense. So we knew. I was expecting it to be very subtle, but when it got to it, it was just like
no. It was full on.
I don't want to see. I want to see a dynamic. I want to see romance. I want to see all that, but I don't particularly want to see them kiss all the time
or like flirt like when you're like trying to like navigate around a level and they're like flirting. It's just like, can we just like get on with the story?
Yeah.
There was a lot of pandering. I thought it's a very like they really wanted to push it to 25 hours. I think
they did. It is. There was quite a few moments and just like, do I really need to do that to get to there? I could just jump over it.
Yeah, true.
Like jump mechanic in a game, and it just doesn't work.
Well, yeah, the animation, especially when you play as Abby, like the jump animation is so fucking retarded. It's like,
I mean, do they need to scream like every time they jump?
It's like a PS1 game. It's like,
I get it. It's signaling. It's an audio cue of jumping. But do you really need like a constant character constantly going hi?
Oh no, I don't think you do. It's at least they have. At least they have jumping.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What did you think about the safes, like the environments and?
I mean, once it was obvious that it was all gonna take place in Seattle, pretty much, I was like, oh, this is gonna get a bit boring, because the first one had like a lot of locations, like, but that was kind of the point because they were traveling across the country. But my brother, who kind of finished it first, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's all in Seattle." I was like, "Oh god, it's gonna get really lame. It's all gonna be in this one." I thought the whole thing was gonna be in this one open environment, like early on in the game. This was before I knew that you played half of it as Abby, but I didn't.
Exactly.
But I was glad that they, even though it's all in the same city, there's like, you know, there's the sort of shore bit when you're going up to the Ferris wheel. There's a bit with the scars where it's a sort of like this sort of Wicker Man sort of esque village, which was, I would have liked to have seen a bit more of that, to be honest, rather than just throwing us in there like, oh yeah, these people exist as well and this is their culture. It's like, oh well, it's being destroyed now.
It's been so many years since the overgrowth and the military and all that stuff and the rations.
Yeah.
It's been so many years because the military died out. There's no more like cities full of people surviving on rations and being checked constantly for infections. There's none of that, so there's no upkeep of these cities anymore, and they should be overgrown to shit.
Why?
And yet these big tall skyscrapers are still standing.
I always thought that like it was a bit too unrealistic how like overgrown it was, because it's only what, 20 years into the outbreak. It's like there's massive trees and shit. It's like trees take like hundreds of years to grow.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm on about like the grass and like the overgrowth and stuff like that. So like twigs and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Like, I mean, it's so, it makes it so predictable when there's clearly gonna be like a stealth bit or like another.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, there's long grass again. I bet there's gonna be someone around it. Oh, there he is.
There's Bear the dog, which I blew up with a fucking bomb.
Yeah. I mean, how did you approach like combat? Because I always approach it like I try to be as stealthy as possible, but
there was moments I was filled with like, so like I'll come across like a group and I'm just like, oh, you know, fuck these people, they're the wolves, they killed Joel, you know, I'm angry, I want to kill them, and I just stealthed as many people as possible until somebody's like, look, they're over there, and I just dropped the bomb, they ran over to me and they blew up, and that was it.
Yeah, and I mean the bit when you first come across the scars where it's so like unexpected, you just like get struck by an arrow, so oh shit, what the, and but when they whistle to each other, it's like it's somehow it's like more terrifying than the clickers hearing that.
Yeah. Their communication was very interesting, I thought, because like different whistles mean different things.
Well, yeah.
But as soon as they and go, oh, she's over here, and I'm just like, what happened to the like whistling?
Yeah, and they just come out of nowhere as well. It's like I'm being stealthy, and it's just like, it's a wolf. It's like, fucking, where did you come from? Or the brutes with like the sledgehammer, and they'll just be like, and you can't just run towards an enemy because they've tweaked it so that when you charge an enemy, their accuracy is like double, so they just shoot in the face.
Yeah, I thought they were the big like hammer guys and girls. They were put in there to add a little more challenge to the standard like firearms and melee enemies.
I mean, I can appreciate that because they're not all the same then.
Yeah, I found on like the first game, because I saw as soon as I walked into the building with the red door in the trailer, in the demo and stuff, where she hides behind the counter and this big guy comes out and it's just like, and it's like, oh, the Last of Us 2's combat system is in depth, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But as soon as I saw that route, I put down all 3 time bombs. Went open the door, and as soon as I walked out, that bomb went off and he was dead. And I was just like, really?
Those
like,
those brutes could like.
It's stupid.
They could take a hit as well, because they'll literally like dodge your bullets, and then you'll shoot them in the head, and then that won't be enough. It's like, really?
You expect it to be more realistic, at least.
I mean, the way it plays, you'd think it would be, like, especially on the higher difficulties, where when you get shot, you literally, like, it's so realistic you actually get like pushed back.
Yeah, you hit the ground, and if you
Yeah.
aim on the ground, you're aiming on your back, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
Yeah. And
Gives you a
then when
second chance.
you come out of that, you go straight into prone as well. So
Yeah. I don't know. The combat system was good, but not good enough, in my opinion.
oh yeah, I
There
mean,
were a lot of options you could go about doing it. You could go explosives. You can go stealth. You could go all out. Fuck it, I'm gonna kill these guys.
I mean,
Or you
like
could go
the hand to hand
mid-range.
combat, the hand to hand combat is like it's different to the first one, but I kind of feel like they just like they could have done more of it because it's literally just L1 dodge mash square. It's like is that it?
I think the looting system should have been improved on as well.
Oh, well, it's
Because
just,
it was back to opening up drawers, opening up
Yeah.
cupboards, finding little secrets, and finding the save code to get the saves.
it's a bit tedious after a while.
It was just mash triangles loot, basically.
What did you think of the like the Rat King? I think people are calling it.
Oh, the huge infected you find in the hospital.
I loved the design of it. It was like the thing.
It was so cool to see a new infected, because like we were teased with a new infected. I can't remember what it's called though. I think it was called a stalker.
The ones
stalker
that
and
like
something else.
they were in the first one, but they were not not in it that much.
Yeah. Oh no, it's the stalker and the shamblers.
The Shambler, yeah, they're the new ones.
Because the shambler, it goes like infected, clicker, and then it advances to whatever it like wants to be essentially.
Well, yeah, I think it even becomes a Shambler or a bloater.
It's shambler before blower,
Oh right, okay.
and I was like, oh okay, like at least we get to see the stages of these infections.
Well, I just love the attention to detail there, because it's like they could have just made it so it's just another zombie game and they just look like normal zombies, which the runners do because it's early on in the infection. But the fact that they have like, oh well, a bloater's like a decade, a clicker is after like 1 year, a stalker is in between a runner and a clicker because they're starting to kind of grow the stuff out of their head.
Yeah.
And like a runner, for example, because that's sort of like the stage where there's still sort of a consciousness there. There's still a bit of humanity there. Like the screams that they do, it's like they're suffering. It's like you feel bad for them shooting them.
Yeah. To be fair, I was a bit more. I don't know. I think seeing the stages of infection would have been more cooler. Like maybe you could see one of them go into like a cocoon state, and like you can see the growth like growing,
I
or
mean,
like the spores being projected from them or something like that.
yeah, like the ones that are like attached to the wall, like that was pretty cool, and because it's just like you just don't expect that.
It's just kind of like, it's just mushrooms on the wall. Oh shit, that's a clicker.
It's running towards me. Yeah.
I think that was cool.
Yeah.
But the Rat King was very much like, because I went through the entirety of the hospital before I discovered that big like hole in the wall,
Yeah.
full of like flesh and stuff. And then as soon as I found the med kit and that thing started walking past, I was just like,
I was just like, what the fuck is that? I thought, yeah, I was like, please don't make this so it's just, oh, I have to run away from it. Please let me like fight it and it have like a unique like way of defeating it. Which I guess it kind of does, because it splits in two. I mean, it's basically a bloater, but when the stalker like comes off of it and you're like, for fuck's sake, Naughty Dog, give me a break.
I would have preferred a big like, because after you kill it, there's no cutscene of it like shrieking and dying. Well, there is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
I would have preferred this big like cutscene where Abby's kind of staring at it and watching it like suffer and just start melting away and shit.
I just this is kind of like the nerd in me. I just want to kind of know like what the fuck is going on there. Like how does like multiple infected like clumped together to create one being. It's like I know they were saying
Yeah.
oh, this is like these were like the first people to become infected, so the virus is like mutated that much. But I'm like, what? I was like, what is going on there?
Yeah, I think it's just because they were super old and because all these like infected were together.
Like it's like they didn't know what to do with them, so they just like put them in one room together.
It was cool. I like that part.
Yeah.
But the rest of the gameplay, not so much.
Yeah, it
I
gets
think
a
there
bit
was
it gets a bit repetitive, like the stealth, because it clearly early on it clearly wants you to be stealthy, and it's like, and the fact you can just run through enemies as well most of the time, because there's
you can get through the next area.
Yeah,
like straight away.
if you just run, then you're gonna be fine, because there's not like you have to clear enemies to get past like a gate or something. It's like you just run through the whole thing.
There was like 3, maybe 4 highlights of the game I really loved. And that would be Joel's death.
That was a highlight.
That was a highlight for me because it was very much like you can understand where this character's coming from, and it gives you motivation within the game. As soon as it switches to Abby, it kind of goes, "Really, I'm playing as the bad guy in this?"
That's exactly what I thought. I thought she was just gonna be like one level, maybe like an hour max, just to like. I was like, oh, it's gonna show like Abby's perspective, but like shortened of like while Ellie was doing her thing, we're gonna see what Abby was doing. But then it's like half the game.
Yeah.
And I realised that I'm like, oh, I'm upgrading her stuff. I'm upgrading her weapons. This is gonna be like a considerable amount of time. But because of if they'd done it so that Joel, the Joel death was at the end, and you spend half of it playing as Ellie with Joel, half of it playing as Abby, you understand where Abby's coming from, and why she's gonna kill, and then kill Joel at the end, and then boom, third game, have that be the cliffhanger.
Yeah, just kind of Abby going for the golf swing, and then it's just like part 3
credits
coming soon. It's like, holy shit!
Yeah, because like I kind of felt like I just hate when games.
Then you would understand both Abby's actions, Ellie's problems and romance, and Joel's mistake.
Yeah, because he's not. Everyone's saying like he's a beloved character when he was an anti-hero essentially. He he did like fucked up shit in the first one. He's not a likable character. He's a likable character because you're experiencing the world through his eyes. But in terms
plus
of like,
his daughter died, so I guess it was kind of him wanting another daughter, another chance at having a daughter.
But it's just like that human like self-centered emotion thing. It's like he'd rather like risk the life of humanity, the survival of humanity, for like not losing another child essentially.
Pretty much.
Because like we're all selfish assholes essentially.
I don't know. What did you think of the Abby slash the Abby slash Ellie fight in the first like minute?
Well, yeah, I was like, when you're in the theater towards the end. Yeah, I was so like, just kill me, because I fucking like, I prefer Ellie. You know, that's who you grow attached to throughout the whole first game and this game.
Yeah.
And when it was like, whenever you like failed and she'd like shoot you in the face, I was like, just fucking roll credits now.
I mean, it was like I died within the first second because I wasn't expecting Ellie to have that much.
Oh yeah, it's like was I this badass when I was playing as her? I must have been.
Yeah. And because she has all these weapons, she's using them against you, and she's setting traps and bombs and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and which is what you're doing throughout the whole of the first half of the game to the other enemies. But that should have been it. Like when she says, "Oh, she says I never want to see you again." She doesn't kill her. That should have been it. Like the whole thing. I thought the whole point of the plot was, oh, revenge isn't always the way to go about things. You know, people make their mistakes.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
That's right. Fucking idiot. What the hell is... What in tarnation? What in tarnation is that big white box?
That's a printer. That's our printer.
Oh,
right. I need to print something out for my sister, but I can't do it right now.
Them damn nudes.
But no, what were you talking about, Steve?
I was talking about the end. Like I thought, like that should have been the ending. Like that should have been both of their arcs. Like
there was an edit of that on YouTube where somebody playing as Abby dies purposely, and then they cut to like straight to the end where the farm is.
Yeah, I thought the farm was gonna be the ending. Like the bit when you're like, you've got the kid. Like Ellie realizes, oh, this is what Joel saved me for. This is why Joel risked the survival of the human race. It's because nothing can beat something as precious as this bond. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a sunset. She sat on the tractor, like, fucking roll credits. And it was like she starts like going, oh, I've got to go and kill her. I'm just like, this again? It's like, and then I feel
Tommy shows up and he's just like, oh, you.
I feel like the game just like wasted my time for like the last 3 hours, because like at the fight again when you're playing as Ellie and you save Abby, she's actually been crucified. You save Abby, then you try to kill her, and then she doesn't kill her again, and lets her go again. It's like, what was the point in this whole like epilogue of me going to California?
Yeah, going all the way there to get captured, impaled on a bloody branch.
Yeah, and then just to let her go again. So what was the point? So we haven't. This is the exact same ending as it was in Seattle. What was the point? Just end it on the ranch, and then the whole like, oh yeah, this is why you don't take vengeance. And then she like has a family. It's like, well, she tried taking vengeance again and then lost everything. It's like what are you trying to say here, Naughty Dog?
Yeah. I mean, she already lost Joel. She already lost Jesse. She already lost like half the other people in there.
And then she tries to take revenge again and loses Dina and her son. So what?
She loses everything. So it's kind of pointless. But there was no need for it. There was no, because that's not what Ellie would do.
Yeah, it's just...
At all. It was so out of character. It just made no sense.
Yeah, I tell you what, I did
there
like.
There was a lot.
I did like I hate that this is like you can completely miss this moment, but when you're in the guitar shop, and it's like the "Take on Me" bit. Like I know someone who just skipped that bit because you don't actually have to go into that room. You can just miss it entirely. And I thought
you don't have to play that. Oh.
I thought that was like one of the best moments. It's like the fact that you can miss that.
Yeah, it wasn't very guided. There was a lot of like scenes people could miss. There was a lot of like guns people could miss because they don't explore properly.
Yeah, well, I thought the whole game was going to be like open, like that. Like, why didn't they have like at least 5 of those like sort of open world sort of sections? But no, they're just like, oh yeah, most of the game is linear, which is fine. But then this one bit is an open world not RPG, but it's open. You could explore it. It's like, well, why are you
Like,
trying to be here? Be one or the other.
like I think because it was a map, it was so much like people wanted to get the story moving. They didn't really care
Yeah.
for any dialogue or anything like that.
Yeah. It's
Because
just,
it was a character we've never seen before, and it was a character we've never, started to care for or anything like that.
I don't know. I don't even know if Dina's that likable as a character.
I hated Dina.
Yeah.
I hated her character because it was at first a snowball fight where she turns to Ellie and she goes, "Oh, want to fuck him up?" And it's like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah.
Yes,
please.
It's going to be like that.
Best tutorial mode ever. That was.
Throwing snowballs at little shits.
Yeah.
Or the 66ing them back.
Yeah. Fucking get the lightsaber out.
But I don't know, Dina was just very. And when you see her like throwing up and stuff, there were two things that ran through my mind. Because if you read Ellie's journal, she says, "Oh, I think Dina's coming down with a cold or a fever or something. She keeps throwing up and stuff." But as soon as you get in the theater and Dina's just like, "Ellie, I'm pregnant. Don't worry, it's not yours." It's like, "Oh, so it's Jesse's." So you're basically in this love triangle, which is morally wrong.
And it's been done like so many times. Like there's a lot of things in the plot that are like Naughty Dog are like, oh, this is so like out there and new, and it's like, really, like, it's a revenge tale with a love triangle. Like, this has been done to death.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Abby as well, because like she's into Owen, but like, well, no, Owen's into her, but she's not really into him, or they're kind of
Yeah,
and then he's with that. She's called like Mel or something like that. I don't even fucking know what the characters are called because they just kill them off.
Exactly, like, because you track at Ellie throughout all of it. You know, you leave Dina at the theater, and you go off to the hospital to kill this one guy to find one girl about finding information about Abby.
Yeah.
And you know, and when you replay it, it's Abby's already been there, so she missed her by like a 5-minute mark.
Yeah, it's like,
you know,
how am I supposed to be interested in characters that I've literally just killed 2 hours ago? it's trying to tell a backstory between Abby and Owen, although I've just killed Owen. So why should I care?
It was just so not invested in these characters at all, because Owen was bland. He was the titular, "I like you, we should go out," and Abby's like, "No, I need revenge against Joel."
Yeah, that was so cringy. Like, it's like, no, I've got to go to training. Fucking idiot.
And it's the same with Abby, like trying to give her the fear of heights, and you trying to feel sorry for her for having this fear of heights, because that's her only fear in the world. It's not infected, it's not dying, it's not losing certain things. It's a fear of heights. And it's like, really?
Yeah, like if anyone playing this gets vertigo, like this game's gonna cure that.
Honest to God, I think the only thing that messed with me in fear-wise was the water. It was just going underwater and seeing that shit.
I thought I knew you were gonna say that.
It was just like going underwater for a long period of time, and going to the aquarium especially, because you don't know what's under that water. There still could be a killer whale in that shit. I don't want to go in there.
An infected killer whale, fucking hell.
Oh God, no, hell no.
You probably hate aquariums, don't you?
I love aquariums. I don't like, like you see like the stingray tank.
Yeah. When you're above them, and you can like you look down, you can see them.
Yeah, well, the like big bubble thing you can sit in next to the sea life. It makes me uneasy.
So do you do that thing where you like reach out and you're like, whoa, where's the end?
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that as a kid because I didn't like have that fear. As an adult, like, is that gonna fucking break?
Like, what if some like fat fuck like stands on it and the whole thing just like collapses and this entire room just just floods because of this fucking idiot.
Fine with it. You know, it's not something I mess with personally. Not
No.
something I would intentionally do.
You just go in there, you see some kid jumping, and you're like, oh, where's this gonna end up?
If I saw a kid jumping on it, I'd be fine with it breaking, honestly.
Yeah. It's like, you
'Cause I
asked
know
for
it's
it.
fine.
You asked for it.
Exactly.
They have like a giant chunk of glass in the neck. So
What did you think of the Ellie and Joel sequence in the museum?
oh, the birthday bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. I kind of forget the point. There was some kind of point to that old bit, wasn't there? There was like
It was like the fact that Joel, because Ellie loves dinosaurs and she loves astronomy and stuff like that.
I did like the bit in the probe where it was like she was imagining being in space. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah. I wish they'd like done
But,
that as
like,
gameplay.
It was just we just needed another first Last of Us game. Not the story we got. We needed another one of both Ellie and Joel.
I think
And like you said,
this should have been like the third game, and there should have been one in between.
yeah. How would you have liked the second game to play out?
Well, yeah, like you say, have like another adventure with Joel and Ellie. Like they're at Jackson. That's their name of the place, wasn't it? Jackson, where they're at the beginning, and they're kind of like, oh yeah,
everyone to see how.
Yeah, and like have it more focused there, and like maybe there's like another like there's like some kind of death cult in the mountains that like puts this threat on the plate, kind of like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where it's like it's in one city, and it's like maybe the two of them have to go and scout this other like death gang. And it's like, oh, they've kind of got good motivations, and it's like it's got nothing to do with the Fireflies, none of that. It's just a kind of like this nice, cozy sort of spin-off story. And then right at the end, you have Abby and Owen on the cliff top, like he we found him, he's down there, and it's like bam, it's like whoa, why does she want to kill Joel?
Yeah, I think I would have liked it if it was like you said with the Ellie and Joel story.
Yeah.
And they're doing all this thing, and Ellie's learning to swim, and she's going to this museum, and all the fun stuff, and like they're cozy with their lives. And then it skips 5 years ahead, or maybe when Ellie's slightly older, and she knows what she's doing, she knows her morale, she knows who she is, she can play guitar, she can swim, she can do all that stuff. She's going out on patrols. And then, out of an act of rebellion against Joel, she joins the Wolves.
Oh, right, yeah.
And she meets Abby, and she meets all the crew, and she's getting really along with Abby and stuff.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the game, you get, she goes back to her town with Abby.
Oh, and then she's like, Abby's like, oh yeah, wait, this is where you live, like, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm mates with Joel, and she's just like, Joel, and then she's like, fucking, and then they ditch each other, and Abby's like, oh, why did you leave me? It's like, oh, I've got to fucking kill Joel. It's like, and then that's where it ends. It's like, why?
Yeah, like there's an entire like dialogue, and then like Joel walks down, and he's like, "Oh, Ellie, where have you been?" And like he looks at the other two, and he's like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And Abby's like, "Joel."
Yeah.
And like Abby knocks Ellie out. Owen's keeping her down. Tommy comes out. Tommy gets shot. Not fatally wounded, like fatally wounded, but like he gets shot. Jesse runs out. He gets shot. And then it ends with Joel being absolutely mauled to death. And then like it ends with the cliffhanger of like Ellie screaming on the floor like, please don't, and then the smack at the golf club, and then it goes Last of Us Part 2, Part 3 coming soon, or something like that.
Yeah, and then like, cause honestly, like as a third part, like I don't see them making another one, because like where would it go? Like I wouldn't want to play it if it was like the adventures of Abby and Lev. Like fuck that.
No one would play that.
No. And then Ellie's kind of like, I don't know. Do you feel like she's kind of just done? Like, do you think she'd go after like Dina or not?
I would like to think that Ellie gets back on the boat and ends up joining with Abby and Lev.
That would be very unexpected.
That would be so unexpected. People would play the game to continue the story.
Yeah, because like I don't like after playing it, I don't hate Abby like as a character. Like it's a very like, it would have been simple enough to be like, oh yeah, Abby's like a bad person because she killed Joel. But the fact that they go out of their way to like explain why, and then you're kind of like, yeah, from their perspective, Joel kind of was a dick, and you know, kind of deserved.
But you don't feel the anger because you know Joel.
Yeah,
that's what the issue was. Because you don't feel the anger that Abby does. You don't feel the same because you know Joel. You've played the game. You've gone through how many hours of the first game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they kind of did it in the wrong order. Like they killed him too early, like, and there's not enough. You know, there's not enough like redemption on Abby's part.
No.
Like you're not like, oh yeah, she's like this. She's like Abby's like this angel now. It's like most of the time people are thinking, oh no, you killed Joel. I couldn't care less where this story's going. But the way I see it is like by the end, you get her. I think, you know, and it's fine because in this world, no one really is this kind of perfect character. Everyone's a dick in some way. Everyone's a dick to someone else.
I don't know. It's just very. I think it should have been drawn out more through Ellie and Joel's adventures, and then meeting Abby, loving her character. You know, even though she's jacked, like you could have had a dialogue of Ellie walking up to Abby, and she's in the gym. She's like, "Oh, join me in the gym. We'll pump some weights and stuff."
Like, this really comedic workout scene where it's like you have to like hold square.
That would have been good, like to have that sequence. But because it was like we already know the story of Ellie and Joel, so why should we elaborate more on it? We should just have Ellie go into revenge mode, which Joel had and which Abby had, and she basically becomes the embodiment of revenge. And now you're feeling sorry for this character Abby because she's losing all her friends because of this revenge, and she's now become the new Joel and Ellie with Abby and what's his face, with Lev,
yeah.
and it's just like, no, this is not how it should have gone.
I wish they kind of delved more into the scars as well, because it's like yeah, I know there's lore there with where you have to like read, but if you read some of the notes, you get that like the Isaac character kind of like was a dick to like the guy, the woman who set up the scars, and then like that kind of drove her into insanity.
Wait, because they were at peace.
Yeah,
they were a collective clan.
Yeah.
And then Isaac did something that the Scars didn't like, and then the Scars did something that they didn't like, so they went to war. And you see that towards the end.
Yeah, it's that whole bit with like the whole massacre on the island, that was pretty sick actually. I thought but like the stealth bits of that, I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna let these guys kill each other. I'm just gonna like sneak behind them.
Pretty much.
And then
Pretty
like
much.
I'm choking out this wolf, and then this Scar like shoots me in the back. I'm like, come on guys, trying to help you out here.
It's so stupid. Like you can't pick sides in that either.
No, you really can't.
Like, oh, Abby's here to help, and like everyone knows somehow.
Yeah.
You know, been fighting this thing for like what, an hour now, and they know somehow.
It's like you forget it's a zombie game at that point. because it's just
Yeah.
they just focusing on the human enemies. I mean, I was full on like. I was full on like, oh yeah, Ellie's in this game. When it went back to the theatre, I was like, the girl on the cover of the game. Oh yeah, I forgot she's like the main character. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. What did you think of Ellie in the end of the game with like the short, and she's going on this revenge?
What the whole?
Did you like playing as her, or did you more want to kind of get this over and done with?
Yeah, but honestly, as I said, mate, like as soon as I got to the barn, I thought it was the end. I was like, this is like this ending couldn't be any more perfect. Like this is it. This feels like it's wrapping up, and then it's just doing a Red Dead Redemption on me. It's like how fucking long is this game?
In Red Dead Redemption 2, it made sense.
Oh yeah, I loved it. You played as another character.
Yeah.
And it was setting up the first game.
I don't know, it just got very repetitive.
Yeah, I thought. I'd like the whole. They introduced another like death cult as well. That they just don't go into. It's like that they seem more brutal than the wolves and the scars combined because they're literally crucifying people and enslaving them.
Rattlers.
It's like, is that what they were called? It's like, I want to know about them. These guys seem like what are these guys' motivation? It's just like it's very like half-assed the ending. I just felt like my time was wasted really because it was just by the end it was just repeating itself. It's like, oh, they're fighting again, but they've just at the moment of death of fulfillment, you let her go again. It's like, well, we've done this already from another perspective. It's just so
I don't know, because I think when I was going through the Rattlers camp to try and find Abby, and you got these infected like locked up.
Yeah, I full on freed them. I was like, yeah, they could do the work for me.
Exactly, like that was my first instinct. Was like, oh, he's on a chain. I could either shoot the chain off with a silenced weapon, or just like pull it off. And that's exactly what I did, and it just killed everyone. I was like, wow, okay.
Wish they'd had that earlier on. Like maybe the wolves are like they're capturing infected. It's like to introduce that late in the game. It's just like, really.
Yeah. See, to me, the scars were very much. If you've ever seen The Walking Dead, and you know about the Whisperers,
are they kind of like a similar thing where they don't believe in like the old way of doing things with like guns and like electricity?
They because the scars communicate with whistles and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're very camouflaged, and they have infected around. To like punish and use as like bait and stuff.
Yeah.
But the Whisperers and Walking Dead, they kind of like blend in with the Horde.
Right. Okay.
Wearing like dead flesh on their face, like the masks of like all these like undead people.
How did the zombies not? Did they just do a full on Shaun the Dead? Like they just pretend to be zombies?
Well, yeah. In The Walking Dead, if you cover yourself in zombie guts and flesh and stuff, the zombies can't tell you apart because they can't smell human.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, so by like smelling that, they kind of like they don't care, and the way they communicate rather than talking like we are at the moment, they kind of like groan their words.
So the zombies are just like, oh yeah, they're speaking our language.
Yo, this boy be spitting.
that's like full on Shaun of the Dead. That is fucking hell. I'm glad I only watched the first series of Walking Dead. I'm like glad I didn't carry on really.
Oh, it got repetitive. I think because zombie games and zombie media in today's world, because we've had so much of it when The Walking Dead come out.
Yeah.
And like when Twilight and stuff like that with vampires. How many vampire films come after that?
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of... I'd like series as well. I'm just done. I'm done with zombies. I'm done with zombie games.
I was already done with that. Like, after... I can't remember what game it was. After, like, one game I played with zombies and stuff, I was like, this is so boring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad like Resident Evil they're kind of changing it up a bit because like the last like Resident Evil 7 that wasn't really zombies, and then the new one has werewolves in it, so
It's desensitization. That's what it is.
we're just so fucked. We're just so fucked up, Will. That's what it is.
Everything before, it's so boring to us now.
Yeah, we're pretty messed up, but I mean most people are.
Yeah, nowadays it's very.
It's like they got like someone's gonna like make a new thing. Like we've got zombies, we've got mummies, we've got vampires. Like what else could you invent that is like on that sort of level?
What did you think about Naughty Dog bringing back the touchpad?
Oh, for the guitar bits. Yeah, for the guitar, that was it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you could like play individual strings.
I think you can. If you
Yeah,
just
you can.
tap the pad,
Yeah, you can. You can play like each string individually.
Yeah.
But like the animation of her hand, it's like it's not like a ding. Because she's not picking. She's doing like the finger style thing.
He's
but,
finger
like-
picking because that's classical guitar.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay. But like the animation of her fingers is it looks really weird.
It's very touchy.
Yeah.
But what I did like was the accuracy of the chords, because as a guitar player,
Yeah.
I reckon like chords, and I was like, oh shit, I can play things on this.
Yeah, like people have been covering like Wonderwall, of course.
That's the easiest one.
I think someone did Nothing Else Matters on it,
Jesus.
which is easy anyway because it's all like the opening is just open chords. It's just open strings. Ding 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 ding.
It's
ding.
low E, high E,
Yeah,
like from there, and it's just like, wow, okay.
it's the only riff you can play with one hand.
I don't know.
I
It's
slightly
very-
sidetracking. I was watching because on iPlayer at the moment they've got all like past like Glastonbury concerts. I was watching the Metallica one last night. Actually, pretty much the only one I'm interested in because that's like the heaviest band they've ever had on Glastonbury.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can
They're
tell-
doing another album.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when did Hardwired come out? It was like 2010 or something like that.
2015.
Oh right. Oh.
I don't know. I'll look it up. Hang on. Jeez. Hardwired, man. No, yeah, 2016.
Fuck. So, what we reckon? Like next, it comes out next year. It'll be like 5 years, won't it? So that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you see? Did you see when James Hetfield he was on the Joe Rogan podcast and they just spent like an hour and a half talking about bees because he like he has like a bee farm on his house. He was just like talking about bees. I was like, they should make a song about bees.
They already made one about oh, what is it called now?
Hi, Dick.
This is new Derek. You're a dick.
Yeah. So like the most underrated song in my opinion, I think it was on Ride the Light. I think it was like a B-side with the Blitzkrieg.
That's no underrated one.
Well, no, everyone I've asked, they've like, what the fuck is this? It's like, oh, it's Metallica, you idiot. I was like, oh right. Can we survive the Blitzkrieg?
What did you think about going back to Last of Us 2? What did you think about Ellie's fingers being bitten off and being unable to connect to Joel with the guitar?
I just laughed because I was like, this is basically me playing guitar now. So I can relate.
Yeah, it was very. I thought it was heartbreaking because I was just like, man.
Yeah, well,
she lost that connection to Joel, which is the guitar.
Yeah, it comes full circle, doesn't it? It's like that's what it opens with. It opens with a guitar, it ends with a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Like I predicted that straight away. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And she leaves the guitar there and walks off into the distance, and then it's just like, bam! And it's like, really? Wow. Okay.
I just sat there when the credits were. I was like, fucking hell.
It was just one of those. I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, well.
Yeah, I just didn't skip the credits. and that soundtrack anyway is like top tier anyway. So.
Because at the end you can faintly hear the Last of Us theme playing.
Yeah. Like
and it's like very destroyed and doesn't work anymore, and it's like.
Bow, 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 bow. But can you play that?
I think so. I'll give
it it seems pretty easy. Oh, here we go. Podcast exclusive, guys.
I'll give it yeah, I'll give it acoustic.
Well, yeah,
I'll give it a...
that is what it's played on, so...
This is a semi-acoustic, but it's not as good. I'm not sure if you can... Have you got cams rolling?
No, well... Yeah, it's just audio.
Oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine. We can do this.
So if you fuck up, we'll hear it.
Okay, hang on.
I'm not editing this, so this better be good.
Alright. And that's as far as I learned, but it ain't bad.
Yeah.
It ain't bad.
I tell you, I don't know how good that would have sounded, because it kind of like this is pretty bad signal on like the internet wise. So, but
I don't know.
How long did that take you to learn then?
Not long. You just look up the tabs and follow along.
And it's all like fingerstyle, isn't it? It's not, you're not picking, are you?
Oh god, yeah, it's hard. I think I learned, you know, the song Ellie plays or Joel plays.
Oh yeah, the first, I don't know what it's called, but
I think it's called Future Days.
Was it that?
But I tried learning it. It's really hard. You kind of go.
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
Did you ever think of like?
It's good. I like.
Did you ever think of like taking like music up as like, or is you just see it as a hobby?
I picked up the guitar when I was, I think, 11.
Yeah.
I got my first like guitar, and it was like a cheap. It was a really cheap acoustic. I got 20 quid in a garbage sale.
Like one string.
I restrung it and learned the. I think I learned the first song I learned was. Have you ever played Team Fortress 2?
No, I do know of it though.
Okay.
So. Of course, it was a game soundtrack though that you learned.
No, it was the Engineer song he plays.
Right.
In the introduction to the Engineer, and I learned that, and then I learned Metallica from that.
Wow, nice little transition there. Team Fortress, Metallica.
Like, it was learning chords. So obviously you learn like E, G, D, C. You learn all the basic chords, and then from there you learn the scales, and then you read the tabs, and then you just play from there.
Do you play the way that James plays, like all like downstrokes only?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Because you kind of have to in some songs.
Well, yeah, because otherwise it doesn't sound right, does it? It's like. Yeah.
Because obviously, if you, I'll give an example. If you play, what was it? I can't remember what it is now. Man. Because obviously you got the alternate picking of like. and that sounds fine. But if you're going for like,
Yeah.
and it's the same with Master of Puppets. If you're playing that, it's all down, so it's like. It's all down.
Okay, I'll just agree with you. I have no idea what you're talking about, but like, what is this music theory?
How does somebody do this?
We need Corey on the podcast. Really, it's like.
I got no comment about that.
Did you see his hair?
I did. Don't know what he's doing.
Sorry, Corey, we're not dissing you. He's not listening anyway.
But yeah, the guitar in The Last of Us 2 is very prominent. It worked. There was connection to it. Ellie can play, cool. And it was a connection to Joel that everyone seemed to like.
Yeah.
But after she loses it, it's kind of like, well, that was fucking pointless.
It's like she's lost part of her character, and that part of her character is Joel, essentially.
Yeah, well, it's like the only music you can really get in that post-apocalyptic world, because...
Oh yeah, there's no like distortion guitars anywhere. Like, people don't have like racks of like distortion pedals.
Yeah, unless you were very lucky to find one that's still intact.
And you don't want to create too much noise either, so there's no drummers.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I thought the inclusion of was it the fat guy in the first Last of Us? Was his name Eugene?
oh fucking yeah, the guy is like, oh, don't touch that son of a bitch. He's like he like chops off this clicker's head. Yeah, I know the guy. Was he called Eugene? There was a character called Eugene, but I don't think it was.
I can't tell who it was though.
It was a similar character to that guy from, I don't know if you've played Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, but like the guy you meet sort of halfway through that.
I don't know who. Hang on. I'm trying to find his name now. This is really irritating.
I remember the black guy and his brother, and they both died. They both became infected.
Yeah, it was Sam and something, but yeah, I got no clue. I got no clue who Eugene is, but he was trying to build a PC.
Oh.
That's what the electronics were, like the cases, electronics and stuff. He was trying to build a PC.
Okay. Fucking hell. Wow. Priorities. Gotta get my game somewhere in the post-apocalyptic world.
And he did. He had like weed farms, so obviously he was a stoner gamer before the infected.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think he was in the first game.
No.
I think
I don't know.
Yeah, because they were like, they used to do the creep trails with him or something, or Dina did or something. Which is did you read like through the logbook where it's like, oh yeah, area clear. Well, there were a couple of clickers on the road. We took them out.
Yeah. It was just like a couple of clickers. All clear, all clear, all clear, all clear, all clear, and it was like, wow, okay. That was pointless.
And then the one time you're out there as Ellie, it's like it's fucking bloaters and stuff.
It's just like shit. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is such an interesting concept though, because it's a real life fungus, and it's like, is this what would happen if like an ant with cordyceps like bit a human? It's like I definitely wouldn't want it to, I wouldn't want it to happen, but
fungus and all that. It's fungus cordyceps or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it infects like ants and like some spiders apparently.
Yeah, because it grows from them and it turns into zombies.
Well, yeah, it infects the brain, and then they become like cannibalistic, and they kind of go off off the rails a bit, and they move on from the tribe. But then when the body dies, like, it creates a spore, like the fungus lives on.
Yeah.
So they did translate that quite well. So
I think, yeah, it was good. I like the fact that the wolves marked the spored areas with red flares.
yeah, it's like, don't go there.
That's clever.
Yeah, I did like that. They were, they're obviously the villains for like the first half, but then like when you play as Abby and you're like in the wolf, like, kind of like hometown and like the stadium, it's like, oh, they're just like, it's basically
you realise the exact same.
It's basically just Jackson, isn't it? Like, it's all just perspectives, isn't it? It's like there's no good or evil. I think people are hating on it. People are just hating on it because of that. The same reason they hated The Last Jedi. It's like, well, it's not what they expected.
No, exactly.
So
I think nowadays we take it for granted because we as an audience we expect everything to be perfect all the time.
Well, yeah, we just have this like perfect world view that we just like. It was the same with The Last Jedi. People were like thinking, oh yeah, this is exactly what's gonna happen. Rey's gonna be the child. She's gonna be a Skywalker. It's gonna be fucking amazing. It's gonna be like a massive duel between Luke and Kylo. And then when that doesn't happen, I don't know. I think the internet is to blame because like there's so many like theorists out there. They're just like, but there's that what's that one guy? He's like, what's he called, like Mike Zero or something? He's always like, hey guys, with the upcoming release of the last Star Wars movie, fans are anticipating what J.J. Abrams might do with the final installment, and then he goes on like this whole like, oh yeah, footage is leaked of like, oh, Supreme Leader Snoke was in the rebellion, and there's been scenes of him with a young Princess Leia, and then people like expect that to happen, and when it doesn't, it's like.
I think what we need in this world. Have you ever read the book or seen Ready Player One?
Yeah. Fucking.
The idea of the Oasis being the ultimate internet.
Mm. It will happen. It will happen.
Talking forums and stuff like that.
I mean, that's pretty much. It's pretty much like what's happening now, but we're not in like haptic suits or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So when that does become a reality, what he does at the end is he closes the Oasis on certain days for people to spend time with each other in the real world.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. That's what I think should happen with the internet.
And it will happen. Then once it becomes so much better than reality, people just won't. They just won't want to go out and like. It's like. Even though you'll have these suits when you can like have sex with someone halfway across the planet with this fucking haptic suit, it's never gonna beat the real experience, is it?
That's already a thing. I think.
The sex toy when there's like one, it's like an electronic fleshlight, and then the other one is this dildo, and they're like connected via Bluetooth. you stick your dick in it, and
it's thing, man.
Yeah, it's just fucking like everyone's gonna become like so antisocial, aren't they?
But no, as soon as that becomes a thing, people are gonna be using it for like a little anime girls. Yeah.
I like how you say people like you're not one of them.
I have morals.
I've seen your hard drive.
No one needs to know about the hard drive.
Just make sure your work don't see that.
Jesus. No, but we went straight off topic. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what this podcast is, mate. I'm not like Isaac. I'm not like Isaac where I have like a plan. I have no plan.
Jesus.
I don't follow the plan. Do you think this is part of the plan?
I'm not a dreamer. I'm a dog chasing cars. Okay, calm down, Joseph. Jesus Christ.
Everything burns. Just fucking light myself on fire. Like, well, that's the end of the podcast.
What have you been watching on Netflix recently?
Fucking. I watched that 365 days, which was like, I don't know why.
I've not. What is that about? I've not seen that.
Oh, you know what Emma was talking about? It's like 50 Shades of Grey, but in Spanish.
Oh my God.
It's like it's about like human trafficking.
Why have they've added Krampus, and it's not even close to Christmas.
Krampus is. I've not even seen that. I've heard it's cringy.
Oh man, have you seen The Floor Is Lava?
Oh, you know, since watching that story you did, I really want to, because I just like seeing like fucking idiots fail.
Just watch it because they're so incompetent. It is unreal.
Yeah, and it's like they're so like putting it on, aren't they? They're like taking it so seriously, like they're actually gonna die. Yeah. They start like crying and tearing up if they realize they're not gonna make it.
It's I don't know. I know it. They've been paid to overreact, like in most shows.
Yeah.
But it's just I'd rather have a serious thing like that. Like, navigate this course, do whatever you need to get across, whether that's using the painting, whether that's using the chandelier or whatever. But don't overreact. You're not gonna get anything out of it.
I'd totally do it though. Like if like we got a group of mates and we did like a floor is lava.
Yeah,
it'd be so fun. Or like a total wipeout or something like that. Something with loads of mud. I mean, there is that place near
You know you would win. If you were a parkour expert, you would win.
Yeah.
Straight out. There would be no, like, issues. You could do, like, front flips onto certain obstacles, and the audience would be like, whoa.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, it's Spider-Man. But,
like, I watch parkour videos on YouTube, like, Story, and they're British. They just go out, they find a spot, and they run the spot. If people tell them to go away, they will generally walk away. They've got no issue with it. But if they were to go on the show, they would just win.
Did you see that video that like American guy he went to Key West in Goodrington like when it was closed during the winter, and they were like climbing up all the slides and stuff when there was like no water.
Yeah, there's quite a few explorers. There was the Rainbow Funhouse.
Yeah, I watched that one. That was fascinating.
Somebody went into that as well. They also went in my hometown of Swindon. They went into a water park called the Oasis.
Right.
And they went into there late night, and they had fun there until security caught them and their alarms went off.
I'd love to like film a horror film in Rainbow Funhouse now. That's got so much potential.
Like, come up with a good ghost story in there.
Yeah, you'd see like some, because didn't like some kid like I don't think a kid died, but they like broke their arm or something like that.
He went down the death slide, and because it hadn't been waxed or anything like that, it hadn't been clean. He basically stalled on the like vertical drop and like cracked his head wide open. And now he's like in a vegetable state, I think.
Oh shit! Because I always like wondered like why, like how safe are they? Because when like the first when you first plummet, you're not actually making contact with the actual slide until like the first sort of bend, where it bends.
Yeah.
So I always thought like if you hit that at a certain angle, because of the height, that would be fucking dangerous.
It's bad. It is bad.
Yeah.
Look it up now, actually.
It never seemed that safe there, to be honest. It was always like really rickety. Like when you went right at the top, it's like someone like fat kid would like jump. It was like just felt like the whole thing was gonna fall apart.
It was so bad.
It was creepy as well. I remember this old guy that was there as well. Like I was looking after my brother who was like 4 at the time, and I must have been like 6. And this old guy who was like working there, he was like, "Oh, you have to be, you can't be older than 4 to be in here." It was like the children, the younger bit at the bottom. I was like, "I'm looking after a brother." I was like, "Why are you here? You're not 4."
I had the same thing. I went to oh, where was it? I can't remember where exactly I went to, but my mum and dad decided to go in with us, and me and my sister. I think I was 16. My sister was 14, and obviously my parents were like 40 something. And we all went in there and just started having fun, and they kicked us out because they were like, "Oh, you have to be a certain age to be in here." It's like
fun? How dare you have fun?
we actually ran away from them like several times and like hid in a slide. It's quite funny.
Just imagine you and your family just like run into corner like it's survival.
I would like to go and break into the Rainbow Funhouse.
I tell you another place I'd like to go was which I think they're demolishing now actually, but you know I think it's the Palace Hotel, which is like that massive like green hotel near the range in Torquay.
I've not seen that.
It's like
all I remember about the abandoned hotel in Torquay is the one up by the car park we went to.
I know that. Yeah, we've been in that one. No, well, I mean we haven't, but
I was the only one that could climb the roof. Come on.
We all tried, but there was like I was up for it, but Isaac was like he was pussying out because there was like glass, wasn't there?
There was glass and Corey was pussing out as well.
Was Corey there? I can't remember. I thought it was just Isaac.
I think he was.
And then it burnt down. Completely unrelated.
Did it burn down?
Yeah, you've been living up to a rock. Like, I don't even live in the same town as you, and I know this. Like
I'm pretty sure
that road was closed.
Sure
that road was closed for like 3 weeks because there was like the foundations like go into the actual hill, and like part of the road was like collapsing down the cliff.
I mean, I'm all for going down there on Wednesday and looking up.
There's nothing there. It's gone. I think it's
take pictures.
I think it's just a building site now. They're building something else on it.
Oh man, that sucks.
But the one I was on about, look up the Palace Hotel. It's on like you know the road to Babacombe, like, and when you come to the range, like just before there. There used to be this massive like green hotel, and that's all abandoned now. And I looked into it, and apparently Hitler wanted to buy it.
I heard about that.
Yeah, if
that's the one thing I did hear about.
If he had like invaded, he was gonna buy that hotel.
Rip.
Yeah, you just imagine like Nazi.
Oh wow, it really is.
Nazi propaganda on the front of it.
I am down to doing that. I am down to going there.
Well, I don't, because I heard that they would like knock it all down. So you'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to check it out.
Down, but
I mean, I've like walked around there and like I can't find anywhere to get in, but I'm sure you would.
well, I mean, I'm down for taking a look on Wednesday.
It would have to be late, wouldn't it? Though, wouldn't that? Did you die? Did you die? Did you die?
I don't know what happened. I think it was either my internet or yours, but it just disconnected for some reason.
My brother's probably playing Ark or something. Fucking idiot. Yeah. So we go to this hotel then.
Yep, Wednesday it's happening.
I was just saying before it cut, it'll have to be late, won't it? So that.
Yeah. Actually, I can't do Wednesday. I don't think so.
Say you're actually doing something.
Yeah, I've got an interview. We can do Thursday.
What? Wait, and haven't you got a job or like NHS?
Oh no, I basically what happened with that is I showed up there for my local induction. They didn't tell me where to go. They only told me a date and a time.
So you need that
So I
third
got
piece
there.
of information to.
Yeah, so I got there and I was expecting like to go to the front desk and they're like, oh yeah, you go down here, and they didn't know. So I went down to like employee services. They didn't know. They thought it was an online thing.
What the fuck?
I went to check my emails, no link or anything, and it turns out they were all waiting for me at the cafeteria, which I passed twice on my way there.
So what did they say? Did you turn up there? They were like, "Oh, you're late."
I didn't go. I didn't know where I was. It was too late.
Oh mate, I've been in situations like that when I like turn up somewhere and like they'll have no idea what I'm talking about. It's just a lack of communication, isn't it? It's just rubbish.
It happens. It was so bad. I was just like, wow, okay. Is there a way of booking another one? And she apologized and said, yeah, there is. So the only issue though is that it was supposed to be tomorrow, but she hasn't replied to me confirming anything. So I've had to change the date again.
Yeah, I remember my last job, which was like kitchen porter, and I'd turn up some evenings, and like it'd have my name on the rota, and it was like I'd turn up, and it was this used to be like out in Totnes, so I'd like have to drive for like 15 minutes. And I'd turn up and like, oh, you're not in tonight. I was like, well, I am, because it was said it. It's like, no, you're not. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, I think it's just a case that like they were so like dodgy with like money, and they just didn't want to like pay me.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened when I worked at the salon in Ilsham Road.
Yeah.
Because I was 15, I think, and working there.
You probably
I was
got
only
paid.
15.
You probably got paid like £4 an hour, didn't you? About that.
Not even that. I got like 20 quid for a 9-hour shift.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was bad, but it gave me some job experience, which I get. But as soon as I hit 16 and I was legal enough to start earning some proper money, they basically said, "Oh yeah, there's no more roles for you to fill here."
Well, that's. I
And
mean,
just like left me on.
I mean, that's a good attitude. At least you're like making an effort and like going out.
Yeah, yeah. I was just like, when am I my next working? And they're just like, "Oh yeah, there's nothing." So that's when I went and worked for McDonald's, and it was great the first 2 years, but no.
People who like get handed like fucking money from their parents because like then they just don't have the effort. Can't be dealing with them.
For some reason in my head, I just decided to go, if there's any spirits with us presently, please make yourself known. And everyone goes like, dude, don't do that. That's like the worst thing you can do. And the swing, no kidding, no wind.
Fuck's sake.
This was on a hot summer's day. Started going. And the roundabout started going around, and me
God.
going like, oh fuck.
It's like full on like Prisoner of Azkaban.
We fucking ran for miles. I ran all the way home because it was like 2 miles away from my home.
Yeah.
I ran all the way home, and I can't remember who I told. But I told one of my parents or a friend, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, in the 70s, some kid died there."
Fuck.
So I was like, oh.
Yeah, like would have helped if you told me that first.
Yeah, for some reason, all my life I've had a connection with like spirits and shit.
Yeah, it's like they say, like some people are just like open to it, aren't they? Like
Yeah, I used to mess around with like crystals and pendulums.
you like Ouija boards.
That's the one thing I don't fuck with is Ouija boards.
Well, with Ouija boards, it's like a bunch of mates. Like you don't know what's like one of
You
them
don't know
messing
what's on the
around.
other side of that board.
Yeah, it's like
You
you don't know
really
what's like your mate just messing around or what's real, and then there's like drinks involved and everyone starts laughing. It just like ruins the whole thing, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't fuck with Ouija boards. Like demons and shit. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you don't want to be drawing that into your house.
I can't remember. It was I used to hang on to this crystal thing as a kid. It was like a
Yeah,
it was like orbs you can get in like Devil May Cry and stuff.
yeah, right.
Like you got the red one which represents the currency in the underworld and all that shit. Those are actually things.
Oh, right, so
You
that's
can go
actually
out
based off actual mythology and
Yeah, you can go out and do that. So like these red crystals shaped like skulls and demons and stuff. It's like crystallized demon blood. That's the currency in the underworld. Whereas the green ones is vitality.
yeah.
So I used to carry around this green crystal skull as a little pendant. I used to like keep in my pocket. And I swear to God, I saw some weird shit with that.
What, you just like while holding it?
Yeah, like you would hold it and you would like just instinctively guide you to some place, and you would end up at this place and it'd be completely open or completely like abandoned. You're just like, what the fuck?
What, so you like hold it and then next thing you know you were somewhere else?
Pretty much, like you just like you dream about something the next day and you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck?
So you wouldn't actually end up going somewhere, it'd be
It'd be like a dream or
Yeah,
a memory, it'd just
yeah.
pop out of nowhere and you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck?
Well, the thing is with dreams, it's like I think your mind is just that powerful that that's where sleep paralysis comes from. It's like it's that kind of unnatural that you just instantly think that it must be supernatural. No, your brain is just that powerful, I think. And then
Yeah.
probably you holding that, you were subconsciously already thinking of like mystical shit.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember what spirit that might actually be following me. I think it's Asriel.
What?
Asriel,
Well,
the spirit
frickin-
that might be like
the
following me.
the Batman character.
I can't remember what I think I think it's either Buddhist or something else.
Right.
Trying to find it now. Asriel. I think it might be Asriel. It's an angel of God / angel like of death. Like
Right.
I don't know. It's weird.
So you like
I'll see if I can
so you like religious then or not? Or you just
Fuck no.
but
I don't believe
you
in
still
religion.
believe in like angels and demons though.
I believe there's spirits that are like there's an afterlife, like unfinished business and shit.
Okay.
But I don't believe there's like a heaven and a hell. I know there's definitely a hell, but I don't believe there's a heaven.
You think it's just one like con? It's just a massive con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anyone who follows a religion like really like closely is just absolutely retarded.
So do you think hell is like it's like another dimension, or is it somewhere we end up?
It's a state of mind.
Right.
Like I guarantee you, when you die, your soul leaves you. Your brain floods you with memories of what you've done, who you've been with, who your friends are, and it floods you with all that. And then you pass away. Then your soul leaves you, and you're basically like free to wander the earth, do what you fucking want.
that is so like that's such a cool concept, isn't it? That you can just go wherever you want.
And it's proven that you can actually the soul leaves the body.
Well, yeah, the bit you were saying about like you see all your memories and stuff. There's actually evidence to back it up because they've like done like MRIs at the moment of death, and your synapses just start firing all over the place, and like memory parts of your brain that represent memory are like firing. So I think that is true.
It's a genuine thing.
But yeah, I don't know about the whole like living on thing. It's just, I don't know. So
yeah, once you die, that's it. Game over.
Yeah, but you were just saying, oh, you roam the planet. You could go wherever you want.
That I don't know. I'd like to believe that's true.
Yeah,
but I don't think it is.
That's what I was saying. Is that basically stems from our fear of death, of not, because if you think about not existing, it's such like a obscure concept. You can't even
it's so surreal.
I mean, to think of like
your brain can't handle it.
You can't even understand, like, to think about nothing. Like, there's no feeling, there's no memory, there's nothing, literally nothing. Why is it that is so hard for us to get our head round?
I don't know. It's like, have you ever laid in bed and been like, what if I died right now?
Yeah, all the time. I'm fucking terrified of it. That's why I don't like.
Just don't think about it.
Not that I'm like saying that like, oh, people who don't. I'm not like dissing on mental health, but people who like kill themselves over stupid things. It's not worth it. Like, life is just such a precious thing, and like the odds of us being alive anyway are like like 1,000,000,000,000 to 1. Oh, fucking hell.
That's OG me.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Keep in mind, that is me at 2 years old.
Like, you were into freaking weapons back then, weren't you?
Yeah, dude. Where is it? I'm trying to find. I don't think you put it on Facebook. These are like OGs. It's weird. It only occurs. I swear to God, it only occurs like, whenever something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's pretty mad, isn't it?
Hey, look, I'm fine with aquariums here. This picture makes me nervous now.
Is that Living Coast?
Yeah, I think so. But like, oh, it's so creepy. I just don't like it.
But hang on, wait. But a seal isn't a man-made object, so why is that?
It's not. But it's a moving, living thing you cannot see without going underwater, unless it surfaces.
I thought it was like statues and shit that you like didn't like underwater.
Oh yeah, it's like I'll fucking link you a video actually.
So the bit in like Fallen Jedi when you're on Kashyyyk and you've got to swim to that AT-AT that is like slightly submerged under the ocean.
That's fine because I know where I'm going and there's nothing that can pop out. Like shipwrecks.
Yeah.
Are fine.
What?
Like, I would go and visit them in a heartbeat, like, because they're cool. But, like, anything that... I can't explain it. It's something you have to see for yourself and kind of go, oh, right, okay.
Are you, like, afraid of, like, open water as well? Like, if you were... The thought of, like, swimming around in the middle of the ocean with no land anywhere. Does that...
I can't remember what phobia that is called, but that's completely different from submechaphobia.
Okay, well...
Yeah, I'll link it to you.
Submechaphobia, what the fuck?
It doesn't scare me. It doesn't like scare me to the point of freezing up. It's just more of like, I don't want to go near that thing.
Well, yes, like, I'll make sure.
Because I might fall into the water with it, or you know, like the Jurassic Park ride. You know when you're on the water.
Yeah, you were saying.
And you can see the rail. And all that. It's just so
it's
so much note. I think the fear of open water is called thalassophobia.
Right. Top 10
Though
scariest...
water is essential to life itself, it can also be quite terrifying. This is especially true when you submerge animatronics in it. The idea of being in the water with the twisting gears, sharp edges, and often terrifying imagery of these machines creates the ultimate nightmare fuel.
So that
In recent
whale
weeks,
just
the general
like
fear of
triggers you.
submerged machines, aka submechanophobia, has been gaining steam on places like Reddit and TikTok. And with animatronics being an essential part of the theme park industry, I figured it was time to give this subject my list top 10 treatment.
Well, yeah, when
So
it's
as
got
voted
a
on by
weird
the
face
fans,
like
here are
that,
the
I could, yeah,
top 10
Jaws,
scariest
obviously.
underwater animatronics to give you submechanophobia.
But it's
Number 10,
it's not
the
real,
crocodile,
though. Can't you...
located at England's
Or is that
Watermouth
not
Castle.
the issue?
Found in Devon County, England, Watermouth Castle is a small family theme park
Oh,
with
it's
a
just
lot
Devon.
going for it. This park is centered around a large historical
we gotta
dwelling
go
built
here,
all the
Will.
way back in 1825.
Nope.
Among its surrounding attractions is a series of rides and curios for the whole family to enjoy. One of the main
Alright.
features of this park is
I think I get the point there. But I'm not really a fan of, like, animatronics anyway. Animatronics just creep me out anyway.
Yeah. Where is it?
Even if there isn't water, it's like, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, like the Jaws ride. So apparently, according to when it first opened in 19 something, it was either 90s or the 80s. But some guy fell into the water with the shark, and it was attacking in the direction he was. So he basically almost got like killed by the mechanisms of the shark.
It just lands in his mouth.
Yeah, but like it could happen. And it just, you know.
No, I don't know.
Skip
but
to the 15-minute mark.
I think you need counselling.
All kinds of bad things.
Too much, no. Listen to the next one after as well.
That honestly makes me feel so bad for people with schizophrenia, but hopefully it will help bring awareness to that illness. For me, the scariest part was thinking, what if I paused the video, but the voices didn't stop?
The voices, they're always there.
We have the exorcism of Annalise Michel.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
apparently the sound
Definitely.
recording of the exorcism of a German girl called Annalise Michel, who was supposedly possessed by 6 demons and Catholic priests trying to
Six.
exorcise them out of her. They ultimately
Yeah.
failed, and Annalise died in 1976 after not being able to eat. This was actually the inspiration for the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh, right,
Whether
yeah,
or
wow.
not you believe in this kind of thing, it is undeniably scary. So if you do want to skip it, hit this right up here.
Yeah.
And we'll skip it to the next bit. You can join us at the end. But for those of you who are still with us, let's take a listen. Oh, no. Now that video...
So
Fucking
creepy.
hell. I mean, German's pretty scary in its... That is...
Yeah, it's
Oh.
you know.
Well, guys, I hope you aren't too scared to carry on with
There's a video in part 2 called the Weepy Voice Killer, and he would, after killing somebody brutally,
I'm on
he would
part.
ring the police. He would ring the police and whisper and like pretend to cry and say, "Please don't talk, just listen."
Wait, yeah, I'm on part 2. I'm on part 2 now. Which one is it?
It's
Oh, oh god. Wait.
skip to 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh, right, yeah, hang on. I think I did by accident. That was lucky. What the hell?
Obviously, the air raid.
Oh, they got howler monkeys. Yeah, they're freaking nuts.
Yeah,
7. We
they're
have
really
the Weepy Voice Killer.
videos, but it's something you don't want to watch.
Paul Michael Stefani was a serial killer who killed 4 women between 1980 and 1982. He became known as the Weepy Voice Killer because after some of the murders, he would call the police in hysterics and start with, "Don't talk, just listen."
Fire emergency.
He was eventually caught and sentenced to 40 years in prison, but died there in 1998. Very scary stuff. Alright, coming in at number 6 now, we
Wait,
have
listen,
the Lost
listen to
Cosmonaut.
what? Wait, he was kidnapped.
No,
What's?
he just after every murder he would ring the police and just say, "Please don't talk, just listen."
And they'd hear
And then he
nothing.
would go on about
And they'd
how
hear
he killed
nothing.
them.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Lost cosmonaut.
Oh.
Do you
that-
literally stay up at like? Is this why you like sleep in the day? Because you're like watching this all night.
And there were countless
Yeah.
disasters that were never mentioned to the public. In 1961, 2 Italian brothers were using radio equipment to listen in on one of the Soviet missions, but what they heard chilled them to the bone. It appeared to be the sound of a female cosmonaut in distress as she re-entered the atmosphere.
Oh no.
3 days later, the Soviet news agency said there had been a failed re-entry of a satellite into the atmosphere, but they never acknowledged that this incident ever took place, or that the woman even existed. But as you can tell from those distressing sounds, she definitely did. Moving on to number 5, we have the
Oh,
UVB76
Clearly,
radio station.
clearly died. You die from the heat burning up. Yeah.
Go to part 3.
Oh, for God's sake! Why'd you do this to me?
Welcome back.
Oh, yeah,
everyone,
it's in
to
part
Most
3,
Amazing
cool.
Top 10. My name's Danny Berg, and these right here are 2 videos where you seem to absolutely love me talking about some really, really creepy sounds. Well, I heard you, I went away, and I gathered even more for you guys, and now I'm back with the top 10 scariest sounds ever recorded, part 3. Now, some of the ones later on in this list might genuinely be pretty disturbing to some of you guys. I'm not saying that to just hype it up, I just know that some people like a little bit of a warning. Okay, with that out of the way, we're going to start things off now at number 10 with the Swedish Rhapsody. Now, in one of our previous videos, we talked a little bit about number stations. They are places that send out very creepy signals, seem to come from just...
I'm fine. Wet surface, 1 ticket, masked, and the interview.
The interview's already a film.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a comedy with James.
What's it about?
It's a comedy with James Franco. They try to interview Kim Jong-un.
Oh no, it's nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I know.
I'll probably name it something else.
I know it's
But-
probably a horror or something you're thinking.
No. It's a comedy, but it's about somebody basically dies and ends up in hell,
Hmm.
and like Satan's just this normal, casual guy.
So,
He's
and
in
they-
like a business suit, and he's just like, "Hi, welcome to hell." So we're basically having some renovations done right now, and we need you to work for us.
Oh, that is hell, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. And he's just like, "We need you to work for us." It's basically like managing the souls.
You're just some like temp, like you've just like died. You're like, oh, finally, and then it's like, oh no, you're still working,
Yeah,
but this
like-
time it's forever.
Yeah. So he's like, this guy basically dies, goes to hell, and he's like interviewing Satan. He's just like, "Oh yeah, so what about Hitler and all that?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, they work in finance."
They're like they're like the Karens of the hell.
Hitler actually manages all the Jews he killed, so he got a bit of that sort of stuff.
Oh my god, that's like that Rowan Atkinson sketch where he's the devil and he's like, oh, all of the paedophiles, can you just line over there? There's a mini guillotine. I'll see you later for the barbecue.
Pretty much. Splatter effect is an idea I had where it just opens up with somebody smoking a cigarette, and then like blood just sprays on his face, and he gets up and he's, "Dude, what'd you kill him for?" And he's just like, I didn't mean to.
Just straight in.
Like, it cuts to the other guy holding a gun covered in blood, and he's like, for fuck's sake, we needed him for answers. And he's just like, what do you want me to do? It's not a hair trigger, man.
Watch like a Pulp Fiction when he shoots the guy in the back of the car. Like, what the fuck?
Pretty much the same concept, but a little more elaborated. Like, who was that guy they accidentally shot?
Yeah, it's like
why were they trying to get out of him?
So it's like you start at the climax and work your way back.
Yeah, but it's only a short film, so you kind of get the idea by the end.
Yeah. So you literally just got film titles written down. You like written treatments.
I write titles and I just work off of them from there.
Yeah. So that's like the opposite for me. I'll like come up with the title last.
Really?
Yeah. I'm thinking
I'll
about
the title, the concept, and then I'll write the script for it. If I don't like the idea, I'll like bin it.
Apart from my latest script, Morning Star, that I came up with the idea for the title first. It's not a My Little Pony, by the way.
I do want to make that film where he accidentally shoots a guy.
Yeah, that sounds quite funny actually.
Like splatter effect, and then you got what's it? I'm trying to think of another one. Mask was an idea I had using the mask back there, the one I made.
Yeah.
But the idea was he was just out in the wilderness trying to survive.
Okay.
And the mask is like to do with a cult or something. I can't remember.
Oh well, there's a surprise. Oh, it's just
it's something to do with he's a murderer or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's just some fucking cult or some shit.
I really want to show off the mask because I know people will be asking questions about like, oh, this looks interesting. Look at the mask, you know.
Yeah. It always ends up with some kind of fucking mask with your.
I don't know. I haven't had a short film in which I've able to implement it yet, so I really want to have it in a film.
Well, we can have it. Can't we have it in this one where like, because wasn't the idea like Isaac's character's dead, and he's like, and maybe the cult that he like, because didn't you say like, oh, he belonged to a cult or something? Maybe the cult that he belonged to, like, that's the mask.
Well, he didn't belong to a cult. It's just where they happen to be is where a witch, like this cult killed a witch.
Mm.
And then Isaac happens to be the photographer that went to said site, and the witch is living through him.
Ah, right.
So she basically possessed him and left his body to rot somewhere, and now the witch is him.
So are you going to make Isaac turn to the camera at the end and go,
think what's a witch?
like fucking Green Goblin, like, do you know how much I've sacrificed? I'm something of a scientist myself.
I'm just gonna type in witch and see what I can find. If it comes up with a standard ass
The fucking
goblin ass, yeah. So when you think of a witch, it's always the standard ass goblin witch.
Oh, the witches. That was pretty unique design from the film. The witches.
Yeah.
Oh hell, the witch, the witch. That was a pretty grounded take on the witch. That was.
Wait, there you go then.
She
just
literally
kind of a blonde innocent.
She literally eats a baby like alive in that film. That's.
It's pretty much he's like innocent, but she went to revenge afterwards.
What are you eating there? What are these pills you keep taking?
Xanax.
Oh, Coca-Cola Tic Tac. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're amazing.
I need that. I need that in my life. No wonder you don't sleep.
No.
Yes.
Don't know what you're on about.
I have so many films like downloaded on my computer that I just need to watch.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you, did I? Hang on. New monitor, baby!
Oh. What is it? Asus.
Do you know where I got it from, mate?
24 inch?
It's a 24.6 inch.
28, bitch.
Do you know where I got it from and how much it cost me, though?
Amazon. Curry's. CX.
Nope.
Don't know. Fucking skip. It was free, wasn't it? Admit it.
Nope. Well, what about the price? You've guessed every store wrong. What about the price?
200. It's a proper gaming one, isn't it?
Lower.
150.
Lower.
120. It can't be less than 100.
Lower.
Fucking hell. 80?
£64 from Lidl.
What? Asus?
£64 from Lidl. Still brand new in the box, wrapped up and sealed.
Fuck off. No.
Genuine Asus product. Found
Are you
in
sure?
Lidl
Are you sure it's
for
not like
£64.
some like fake? It's like Asus or something like that.
Legit, it had the seal of quality on it.
What, the Lidl in Torquay? Like,
The Lidl in Newton Abbot.
fucking hell. I didn't even know. What? That must have been like the only one there, right? It must have been like a reject.
Nope.
There's something wrong with it, clearly. It's got like a dead pixel or something.
There was stacks and stacks of them in Lidl, priced from 84 quid down to £64.
I would have bought two. Like, just like dual setup.
I would have bought two to mount on an ARM system,
Yeah.
but I didn't have enough money for it.
Hmm.
So I only got the one. But if they're still there, when I next get paid, I'm going to buy a second one with a monitor arm.
Does your like graphics card have two outputs? No.
No, but you can get a splitter for it.
Oh right, yeah. Well. You have that like dual wallpaper on each one that like carries over.
Yeah, you can actually, because I've got animated wallpapers.
I know.
So you can actually set two different animated
I've
wallpapers.
I've seen your dirty wallpapers. You don't have to show me.
I've got loads now. I've got like the Matrix ones and everything.
Animatrix.
I've got the Bat computer.
What, from Batmetal?
No, just the Bat computer. There you go. Yeah.
Oh wow. You should get like Jarvis from Iron Man.
I think that's a thing, but trying to find it now. Where is it?
Are these all on Steam?
Yeah.
I need to have a look on that at some point. Oh, that's cool.
Hyperspace. That one makes me sick after
Yeah,
a while.
that
Though.
looks kind of motion blur. Motion
Just a
sickness.
bit. Shooting stars, which is just a standard background, and the stars flicker, but every now and then you get a little.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a shooting? Have you ever seen a shooting star in like real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Literally, it's like you blink and you miss it.
The grid from Tron. I think I have a Tron Legacy one.
Man, the grid.
Horizon, where is it? Trying to find it.
Man, the grid name Marino.
This one's NCOM from Tron Legacy. Test stream, and it's like, and then it just loads test data. And it popped up with all the analytics. Or like the Tron Legacy film.
Yeah, that's such a good film. Like,
it's underrated.
I just love the soundtrack as well. It's just
the sound design in that film is just off.
Like, you watch the first one and like the first Tron. Well, that was pretty groundbreaking for its time, but like Tron Legacy, man.
Yeah, and then you got like the standard like waifu one, and then you move your mouse and it kind of does that.
As you do. So your mum goes on it. She like scrolls over. It's like, oh hello, whoa, William.
Or you know, standard stuff.
Fucking hell, well.
That's my favorite though, Monica. Bet you weren't expecting that now, bitch.
Like, goes on Steam. Like, don't mind me.
Yeah, I can't remember how much it is on Steam actually. I think it was only like $5.
I'm not paying for shit.
It's worth it though. Like, if you want some like good shit. I have, on the other hand, been playing a shit ton of Plants vs Zombies.
What is wrong with you? That's like a mobile game. You like have this ultra powerful PC and you're playing a mobile game. Hey, that's more like it.
Dead Rising, Dead by Daylight, AVP, Dead Rising 4, which we don't talk about.
I don't really talk about any of them past 2, to be honest.
I mean, my PC is just up there, so...
Look at its glorious. Why is it all the way over there? It's like a mile away.
It looks pretty as fuck.
That's a pretty nice case, to be honest.
Only cost me £64.
How much was the whole thing? The PC to build?
Fuck. I'll look at it actually, I'll tell you.
Did you build it yourself, or did you get someone else to build it, you pussy?
I went back to Swindon because my friend, also named Will, builds for a living.
Ah.
And I knew how to build it. I didn't know what to do about the software and stuff. So I built the PC and he just sorted out all the technical jogging. And when he ran me through it, it was very much like, wow, was that really what it was? And he was just like, pretty much.
It's probably quite simple, isn't it?
He was like, you could have done that yourself. I was like, fuck my life.
Have you, because you use like all the Adobe stuff, are you like, have you got like the latest Adobe software for this year? Because they've...
yes, I do.
I hate it. I hate the new Photoshop.
They've changed the layout and I'm just
I can't stand the new Premiere, the new Photoshop, the new Lightroom. It's like...
I don't mind it. It's easier to use. You just have to get your head around it.
Yeah, it's like the Lightroom one used to be quite like advanced, and I mean it still has all the same features, but they've like laid it out so it's like for retards.
I use Photoshop for everything, so. Alright, let me find pen and paper real quick, and I'll tell you how much it costs. Actually, where's my calculator?
So it's like add it up.
I physically can. It's weird. So motherboard was 109.9 and 96.8. But that's those. That was just go 30. 106. Case was 87. And terabyte hard drive. I've got 1 terabyte and 500 gig in there at the moment.
Yeah, I've got a terabyte and a 600 in mine.
The only issue is I want to transfer my operating system onto a 120 gigabyte SSD.
Right.
Which basically it boots it faster because it doesn't have to run.
I know what
other programs
I know what
on
an
that.
SSD is. It's not a
32. And that was it. I think that's all I bought. I didn't buy the graphics card because it was in my original PC. But that all comes to, why is it narrow?
You're an error.
Thank you. That comes to 485.
Yeah, that's quite cheap, to be honest, for a PC.
It's so cheap.
I think
But
you're gonna have to upgrade your
the main
graphics
thing
card
is-
at some point, though, if it's an old one.
Yeah. I'm upping the graphics card and adding more RAM to it at some point.
But how much have you got at the moment, RAM-wise?
16 gig.
15?
16.
Oh, 16, yeah. Same.
60 gig, and then I'm upgrading it to 32.
Yeah. Good shot.
And then
You literally just put 2 more sticks in, don't you? That's all you do.
yep. The next graphics card I'm gonna get is a 2060.
Mm.
Because it's sexy as fuck. Yeah, 2060 is gonna cost me £374.
That's about right.
Oh, and I think power supply. My friend Will had a power supply that powers it all, and he just gave it to me for free. So
Wow, I need your mate Will. Because mine will fucking like, oh, I told you about yesterday when it was like, oh, it was saying there was no camera or mic when the camera is built into the monitor.
and I'm also building Reese's PC as well.
Oh right.
Because he's brought. I put the parts list together, and he went, "Oh, okay, so I can do that with that." And then some issues come up, so he had to get another case and some other accessories. And he's also brought himself a Razer keyboard and a Razer mouse.
Yeah, I've got Corsair.
Lidl.
For God's
Lidl.
sake, you freaking Lidl PC. I do want to get I do want to get a mat. I do want to get a mat though, like that. That's pretty cool.
£2 on Wish.
Wish is so random though, because it'll go from like, yeah, something like that to like a picture of like 20 cats like lying down on this street for like 20 quid. I'm just like, what would I be buying here?
See, you say this is bad, but it has several different light modes, which all change and stuff. You have breathing, you have wave, which you can adjust speed on, so it does really cool lighting effects.
Yeah, it probably feels.
You can change
like
the lighting
really cheap,
effects
though.
on here. This has adjustable tracking and stuff.
Yeah, so
For
does
like
mine.
the
Yeah,
red dot.
so does mine.
Um,
Oh, can't even show you.
This is all full mechanical, and this cost my parents. I think it was 49 quid.
Yeah, my Corsair one was like 50. So
Yeah. So it's a good fucking keyboard.
yeah,
Fully clicky as well.
I like a clicky like mechanical jobby. Can't be dealing with
It's
these.
so good.
I can't be dealing with these digital ones that have like no travel to them, do they?
No.
It's like the
but you have to
the new MacBooks where you press them, it like hardly feels like you're pressing anything.
You have to admit, though, from somebody who works at McDonald's with barely any money, and I built that in a span of, what, 3 months?
Yeah, that's...
It's not bad.
Well, yeah, you definitely... You've not had to spend on, like, a new graphics card yet. You've not had to buy, like, a really expensive monitor. You've got a power supply for free. I think that's pretty good.
16 gigs of RAM, runs by...
which for 16 is, like, enough for most. Like,
I mean, that's a 1050 Ti in there.
mm,
Which is damn good
yeah.
for, like, a budget. But I really want to upgrade the system.
Well,
I might do liquid cooling.
what have you got? Oh, yeah, that's fucking risky, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what if that breaks down and then your whole computer is, like, waterlogged?
That's why you keep a backup system.
Mm. Yeah, it's
Yeah, but it is good. It runs high FPS, 60 frames per second, runs Adobe Premiere.
yeah, that's all you need, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what I was going for. Because I've had some people go like, "Oh, yeah, but like it's not a true gaming PC because it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that." It's
Well,
like,
you're not a PC gamer, are you? Really? Like you're playing Plants vs Zombies. I'd hardly call that hardcore.
I think the most hardcore game I've got on my PC is Dead by Daylight.
The most hardcore game I've got is frickin' Universe Sandbox 2.
Well, there you go then.
I tell you what, I was considering like playing through the old like Star Wars Old Republic games.
They've got Star Wars Battlefront 2 on Steam.
What, the original one?
No, the new one.
Oh well, fuck off. I don't.
They added it.
Couldn't care less. I'll play it on.
Guess how much it actually is with all the skins.
It's probably like 50.
No, 17 quid.
Alright. Well, yeah, well,
It's on a promo sale at the moment.
PC games have always been cheaper, haven't they?
I might buy it just because I can play it on PC. And it runs faster than my PS4.
Yeah.
It runs a higher graphics than my PS4. I mean, how bad is that?
I think like the dogfighting in it is better with keyboard and mouse because of like the whole like you're like tracking with your mouse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
Are you still playing Battlefront 2 then? Because it's like
I re-downloaded it and went onto it, and I was just like, it's just the same thing over and over again.